Good evening and welcome to this meeting of the Town of Oakville's Council. It's Monday, January 29th, 6:30 p.m., and I'm calling the meeting to order. I believe that everybody is present and accounted for. We have no regrets, and I'll just ask if there are any, before I do that, I'm going to invite everybody to rise and join Council in O Canada. Please be seated. In 1820, Indigenous people here began welcoming settlers from all over the empire. Soon they were helping blacks escaping from the United States and the threat or the endurance and fact of slavery to settle here too. Today, our Indigenous founding partners are still here enjoying this land with us. They fish and they camp under their treaty rights. Indigenous people in their thousands also live with us as neighbors and friends. Our Indigenous white and black settlers created a community with an attractive degree of harmony and prosperity. In 1857, Ontario gave official recognition to Oakville as a town. At Town Hall, all of these years later, we fly the flag of the Mississaugas of the Credit beside the flags of Oakville, Ontario, and Canada. We fly these flags together to acknowledge our origins. People from all over the world are attracted to the livability we have created. We offer newcomers a warm spirit of welcome. We offer everyone our founding story so everyone knows what we are part of. We feel sorrow and distress for acts of racism, intolerance, and hatred that are suffered across Canada, even here at home and around the world. We want our future here to be equitable and inclusive for everyone. The path of truth and reconciliation can unite us all. We hope everyone will keep well, stay safe, and let us on Council know of any chance to be helpful for municipal services to you and yours. And we want to know anytime you can help increase Oakville's harmony, prosperity, and livability. Madam Clerk, as I said earlier, we have no regrets this evening. Council, are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Madam Clerk, there are none. Before we begin the agenda, I have an announcement to make of an agenda change. I'm going to say this slowly because I want to be well understood. I am distressed that I have received many messages that I find bullying and threatening in the matter of tonight's item 10.1. Among the hundreds of emails from across Canada about the item, these stand out. It also appears that some members of the public may see the meeting about the item as a platform to use to promote hatred and divisive anti-Semitic views with the intention to give comfort to Gazans fighting Israel. Delegations tonight appear to be intending to be problematic too. The clerks have made me aware of a graphic presentation to be provided tonight by a delegate, And that presentation features gory photos of bloody wounds and corpses that are so horrific they are obscene. I feel this kind of communication has no place at a council meeting under the terms of our procedure bylaw. I do not know what the other 23 delegations may be intending to present. And I feel I must take note of Section 3, Clause 4 of our procedure bylaw and advise the meeting at the start that item 10.1 is out of order because it is out of our jurisdiction. Council may override the procedure bylaw by passing a motion to waive the procedure bylaw with a 2/3 majority. That's a vote of 10. It takes 10 to waive the procedure bylaw. I'll just wait to see if anybody wants to. It remains important to me, as I am certain it is to every member of council, and I think every member of our community, that we express our sorrow and our dismay at the bloody consequences of this latest flare-up of the Hamas-Israel conflict. Many of our residents are very anxious for loved ones, family, and friends caught up in the fighting. The statement issued 3 months ago on behalf of us in the town urging peace and reconciliation was intended to fulfill our need to comfort our residents. On the 16th of October, we said, on behalf of the town and council, Mayor Rob Burton condemns the terrorist attacks by Hamas and joins in sympathy with all residents whose ties to those caught in the conflicts have them mourning the loss of loved ones and praying for the safety of surviving family and friends. Safety and well-being for all Oakville residents are the community's top priorities. Oakville achieves its interfaith harmony through its tradition of respectful community dialogue and cooperation. I and council urge peaceful ends to all of the conflicts now afflicting the world and respect for peace and human dignity here at home and abroad, especially for civilians who should be protected under international law. All of us on council, and I imagine in the town as well, are taking great hope from the news out of Paris that the negotiation of a ceasefire may be imminent. The announcement of a ceasefire may be imminent. As a result of my decision, the resolution known as item 10.1 is no longer on the agenda and will not be considered tonight. Now, instead, some members of the council have worked on a statement based on the resolution that all members of council appear to be ready to issue unanimously tonight after the meeting to be distributed to all the places and all the people a resolution would have been sent. I personally will sign it, and I expect every member will too. And I will read it now. This is a statement based on the resolution by Councilors Nav Nanda and Alan Elgar on global peace, and it is by Councilor Peter Longo with Councilor Nav Nanda and Councilor Alan Elgar. Whereas foreign policy and international affairs are under the jurisdiction of the Canadian government, and whereas the Town of Oakville Council supports the Canadian government's continuing management of the Canadian position regarding the conflict in Gaza, and whereas municipal councils are concerned with more local issues, and whereas council is dedicated to ensuring a safe, inclusive, and respectful environment for all residents, and whereas the Town of Oakville values peace and harmony locally and globally, and whereas the Town of Oakville Council recognizes the complex and global nature of this conflict and other global issues and their local impact on our residents, and whereas council condemns all acts of hatred, and whereas council is committed to the principles of nonviolence, mutual respect, and the promotion of understanding among all community members. Therefore, we resolve that the Town of Oakville Council supports the Canadian government's diplomatic efforts as Council remains deeply concerned by the scale of the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and ongoing risks to all civilians. That Council supports the Canadian government's diplomatic efforts in support of urgent international efforts towards a sustainable ceasefire, humanitarian aid, and release of all hostages. And we further resolve that a copy of this resolution or this statement be sent to the Prime Minister of Canada, the Minister of Global Affairs, the Minister of International Development, all local Halton members of Parliament, and be made available to the public. And we further resolve that our statement be entered into the official records of the Town of Oakville Council and communicated to the public, affirming Council's commitment to community solidarity. Now, at this time, I'm going to declare a recess to the meeting, after which Council will resume and look after the housekeeping matters that are left on the agenda. We are in recess. All right, hello everybody. I am calling us back to order after our recess, and we are live. And the first order of business is the confirmation of the minutes of the previous council meetings. Could I have a mover and seconder or changes? Councillor Lischina, Councillor Longo, thank you. Any objection? Madam Clerk, there's no objection. The minutes, including the confidential minutes, are adopted as presented. We have the standing committee reports as listed in the agenda, and I'd like a mover and seconder for that. Councillor Shi and Councillor Knoll, thank you. Any objection? There being none, that's carried. We now have the three consent items, including the third of which is the confidential consent item. Is there a motion to approve as presented? Councillor Hasletdale and Councillor Grant, thank you. Councillor Hasletdale?
Sorry, Rob. So, the CAO pulled the corporate policy report on
Oh, right.
Correct, on harassment. So if that's pulled, then I'm happy to support it, but I would like it.
Let me correct myself. We have two consent items, 8.2 and confidential consent item 9.1. And the movers are as stated before. Any objection? There being none, that's carried. Thank you. We have the Accessibility Advisory Committee minutes of December 14th to receive. Could I have a mover and seconder for that? Councillor Knoll, Councillor Giddings and Councillor Shi. Thank you. Any objection? There being none, that's carried. You have your information items which have been circulated electronically and your other business. I'm not aware of any requests for reports. Councillor Lischina has reminded me that it would be in order to congratulate Councillor Knoll for his election to something. Councillor Lischina, would you like to deliver the congratulations? I'm deliberately not saying what so that you can say it.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Your Worship. So Councillor Knoll, our esteemed colleague, has been re-elected to the Halton Regional Police Service. Councillor Knoll was appointed to the service board at the end of 2020 and began his chairmanship in 21. And obviously the board has quite the confidence in him because he's been chairing since that time and will so again in 2024. And in fact, his governance expertise have been in high demand, that he's been also elected to the Canadian Association of Police Governance. So congratulations, Councillor Knoll, and thank you for your work on behalf of Council for that.
Congratulations, Councillor. I don't know where you get the energy to join so much, but we're all the better for it. Council, the next matter would be a motion, a mover and seconder for consideration and reading of the bylaws. they being the temporary bylaws and the confirmatory bylaw. Councillor Grant and Councillor Longo, thank you. Any objection? Madam Clerk, there is none. The bylaws are considered read and passed. And the work of this meeting is now at an end. Thank you very much for your time and your contributions and your patience as we struggle through our challenges. And that ends the meeting. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.